Hi, thank you for joining me. There are millions of people worldwide who are suffering from depression, anxiety, and all kinds of other mental illnesses, and they all have one thing in common. They feel very alone. Mental illness is a very lonely thing because you're living in a completely different world to everyone else. Your state of mind is completely altered, and how do you explain that? Even when you're with other people, you still feel very alone because although you're sharing the same space, you're still mentally very far away from them. And really, there's no way to bridge that gap. No one else can step inside your world and see what it's like. When you're deep in the throes of it, you can be completely unaware that there's anything wrong. But often you know that other people are not thinking like you are, even if you don't know why. You're standing alone because you're experiencing something that most other people can't identify with and is beyond their comprehension. You're trapped in this very scary world that even you don't understand, and a lot of people don't have the insight to see what's really going on. They don't see how you can have all these far out thoughts and believe them. It's because your brain is functioning abnormally, and that's what your mind says to you. The unbelievable becomes believable because you're disconnected from reality. Your internal compass is off point. You have a harder time perceiving reality and distinguishing between the world outside and the world inside your head. It all becomes a bit more blurred. You can't explain how or why you have these thoughts. You're not intentionally creating the thoughts, they're just there. You don't control them, they control you. But if you've never been on the other side, that's a really hard thing to comprehend. Mental illness is hard to talk about because it doesn't make sense. Part of the human condition is that we want to make sense of everything, but some things you can't. Mental illness is not something that you can make sense of because sense doesn't feature in it. The power of rational thought isn't there. Trying to explain what you're going through is extremely hard, and most people are not going to understand it. You feel embarrassed to talk about what's going through your mind because you know how ridiculous it all sounds to other people. But you can't stop yourself from thinking it and feeling it. You know that it just won't make sense to other people, so you keep it all inside. A lot of people, if you try and talk to them about what's going on in your head, if you try and explain your bizarre, irrational thoughts that don't make any sense, they're going to be completely mystified and look at you as if to say, "What's wrong with you? Mental illness, that's what's wrong." When I was really ill, there were very few people that I actually felt able to talk to about my thoughts to its full extent. I would usually put it very simply and say that I was having scary thoughts about bad things happening to me, which was true, but I couldn't describe them in detail because it was just too strange. It would have been really difficult to try and explain them to most people, and they wouldn't get it. I don't get it either. I still have bizarre thoughts, but they're under control now. The medication takes away the worst of it, so I'm not held hostage by them anymore. It's just something that goes on in the background. The simplest way to understand mental illness is that it's an abnormal state of mind, so nothing about it will make sense. There are times when you feel that you have to keep it a secret because you fear that it's going to alienate you or that you're going to be unfairly discriminated against. When people don't understand something, they want to run away from it. When you meet new people, you wonder, are they going to be scared of you? Will they want to just wash their hands of you? You're always questioning when to and when not to say anything. I figure that the right people will stick by you. If you're dating, you should just be upfront and honest about it from the start. If they can't deal with it, then they're not someone you should be with. If someone doesn't want to know you because of this, then it's their loss. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. See you next time.